Hi everybody, today we're going to be subtracting two-digit numbers with regrouping. I have a problem here. The problem is 53 minus 26. Let's use our knowledge of place value. So in the tens place, my 5 is the same as 50, or 5 tens. My 3 in the ones place is the same as just 3 ones. Minus 26. The 2 in the tens place is the same as 20, or 2 tens. The 6 in the ones place is just 6 ones. So now we're ready to subtract. First, I want to look and start in my ones place. And I'm noticing that 3 minus 6 is going to be difficult to subtract because the 3 is bigger than the 6. And I can't take 3 minus 6. So I have a little rhyme for when this happens and it helps me get through the problem. When the number on bottom is bigger than the top, I go next door and knock, knock, knock. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go next door to the tens place and I'm going to borrow a 10 from the 5. Remember, 5 is the same as 50. So I'm going to borrow one 10. So I'm going to cross off my 5 and make it a 4. So now 4 is in the tens place, or 40. The 10 that I borrowed, I'm going to give to the ones place. So I'm going to give it to the 3. And I know that 10 plus 3 is 13. So I have a brand new number I'm going to put above my 3. Cross off my 3 and put the new number, which is 13. Now I can subtract 13 minus 6 because 13 is big enough. We know that 13 minus 6 is 7. Now I'm finished with my ones place and I can move on to my tens place. And the numbers that I want to subtract now are 4 minus 2, or I could say 40 minus 20. 4 minus 2 is 2. And my answer is 27. Let's do one more problem. So I'm going to show you my new problem. 72 minus 34. Okay, using our knowledge of place value, we know that the 7 in the tens place is the same as 70. The 2 in the ones place is just 2. We are subtracting the number 34. The 3 in the tens place is the same as 30. The 4 in the ones place is just 4. So I have the same problem here where the number on bottom is bigger than the top. So I'm going to go next door and I'm going to knock, knock, knock to borrow a 110 from my 7. So I'm going to cross off my 7 and I'm going to make it a 6. The 6 really stands now for 60, but we're just going to put a little 6 above there for to abbreviate. So now I can take the 10 that I borrowed from the 7 and I'm going to give it to the 2 to make my number big enough. So I know that 10 plus 2 is 12. So I'm going to make my new number at the top. Now I can subtract. 12 minus 4 is 8. 6 minus 3 is 3. And I have the number 38 as my answer. I would like to do one more problem with you. This one's a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit bigger. I have a 3-digit number at the top, and we're subtracting a 2-digit number. Let's use our knowledge of place value. We know that when we have a 3-digit number, we have a hundreds, a tens, and a ones place. Over in the hundreds place, we have our 1, so that stands for 100. In the tens place, we have our 2, which stands for 20. And in the ones place, we have our 5, which just stands for 5. We're taking away 19. We don't have a number in our hundreds place because 19 is a 2-digit number. But we do have a number in our tens place. 110 stands for 10. And the number in the ones place is just 9. So we are going to start in our ones place just like we did before. So here we go. I'm noticing that the number on bottom is bigger than the top. I'm going to go next door and I'm going to knock, knock, knock. Now notice, I am only going next door to the tens place, the closest neighbor. I'm going to take a 110 from my 2, which is instead of 20 now, I'm going to have 10. So I have my 1. 110 plus 5 is 15. Because remember, that 1 stands for 10. So 10 plus 5 is 15. Now I'm ready to subtract my ones place. 15 minus 9 is 6. Now I'm finished with my ones place. Let's go over to the tens place. 1 take away 1 we know is 0. Now we're finished with the tens place. We're going to jump over to the hundreds place. 1 take away, there's nothing there, so I'm just going to bring down my 1. It's almost like I'm taking away 0. And the answer is 106. So hopefully you can practice some of these at home, and hopefully this little video helps you. Thanks a lot.